How's it going, y'all? Hope you had a good weekend. Make sure we're getting going here. Get into the chat quickly. Good. Sorry. Few technical difficulties there, but we're up and running. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Awesome. Just get this situated quickly here. Nice. Okay, great. How was everyone's weekend, man? How was everyone's weekend? Good weekend here. Pretty busy. Managed to quit nicotine last week. For those who know me, I've been smoking stupid vapes for a long time. So today's day 14 without any vaporizers. Stupid goddamn things. And today's day 4, 0 nicotine. So more than anything that I've done in the last month, that's pretty much I'm just super proud of that. So it can be done, y'all. Fucking sucked, but I feel much better today. Okay. Let's get straight into the scan. Got about 27 minutes here till market open. Little bit light this morning. A little bit light. For those who have never joined me, welcome. We'll kind of go through pre-market process for me quickly. Usually I like to spend about an hour or so getting ready for pre-market. When things are real hot and heavy, you'll see me at the computers 2-3 hours before market open. That's my MO for the most part. I like to be at my computer when it will pay me to be here. And that's not all the time in terms of I'm not going to come sit around for slow pre-markets every single day if it doesn't pay me to be. I'm not a fan of taking positions pre-market myself. I like to see opening range set up. A lot of you guys know. Specifically on Monday mornings, I like to let things shake a lot. Specifically on the back of weeks like last week in the overall markets, which is pretty damn relevant to everything that we're trying to do. Let's see what we got here. Qs gapping down again for now. All right. This was last week in the markets, guys, right here. No bueno. Qs, that's basically like NASDAQ. SPY, same thing. All right. So we've seen this lower high. Big, huge push this year, but if you look over the last couple weeks, definite trepidation in the markets. They mentioned they're not raising interest rates last week, but it doesn't matter. We're still going down for now. So keep that in mind, okay? First part of process for me in the morning, pre-market process, is overall markets, okay? And this isn't just pre-market. This is going all the time, 24/7 through my head. On the weekends and stuff, I'm better at leaving it, letting it go now, or when I'm with my kids. But it's something that's always going through my head. Overall markets, right? It's step 1 of process for me. That being said, just because the overall markets suck doesn't mean we won't have runners in small cap, which is why I love small cap, okay? And just because the Qs are down doesn't mean we don't have a few big time runners in small cap. So if we go to like LIFW last week, this was last week in LIFW. You can see 8 to 30 cents. That's not a small move, right? Over almost 300% there, right? So, we've had a bunch of these multi-day bottom bouncers, for the most part, has been the main theme. This and reverse split pump again. If you didn't catch my video, I did a whole video on it on Friday. You can check it somewhere on my page. The last actual YouTube video that I did was about this reverse split pump, not LIFW. But if you look at our if you look at my scan this morning, anytime I see a stock that's up 3,000% in the morning on a little bit of volume, it's a split, right? So CNXA split this morning, I'd imagine. Here it is. CNXA did a 1 for 40. Okay, so they've got a micro float now, like a 500,000 share float. If this is accurate, and how am I calculating that? I'm taking this 20 million share float here. You guys can see that, right? And then I am dividing that float by 40. Divide that by 40, multiply the stock price that it was trading at by 40. So if you divide that by 40, that's what the price at which CNXA was trading last week. Okay. They did a 1 for 40 split, which means last week they were trading at 10 cents, y'all, right? I do not trade splits on day one, no matter what they do. That's a rule for me. It's a hard rule. Most of the time, I will not see follow through on a day one split. Hard rule for me. I don't trade them day one. The whole point and the whole beauty of a reverse split, okay, and this EJH as well, a little funky. EJH did a 1 for 10, okay. EJH did a 1 for 10 reverse split, and they're not even over a buck with that because they were trading so low. They just did a split back in April as well, a 1 for 10, and then they just crapped all over the stock. So stocks like this are pretty damn sketch. You can see they did another split back in October, a 1 for 20. They did have a pop, but it took a really long time for them to go. So you got to look at these things historically too to see what they may or may not do. This one's a little ugly, but the whole point is that they got to get over a buck. So let's see if they do try to hold like 90 cents or something and then hold a buck. I wouldn't be looking for too much out of it, but we'll see. CNXA, same thing. They did a reverse split this morning. They were trading at 13 cents last week. Now this morning, they're up at 386. But if you were holding it from 10 cents or 12 cents last week, you would have 40 times less shares, right? You'd have 40 times less shares this morning. You'd have all these shares at 395 right now. And it could just get smacked all the way back to 1. That's the issue, okay? So when they do this split, I like to see them fade. If this fades towards like $3, $2, $2, even better towards a buck, I'll be looking at it. If they put out a PR, I'll be looking at it. But these days, because the pattern and the strategy is so bastardized by everyone knowing about it, a lot of people are trying to load. So there you get into this kind of funny game, okay? So no plans today. What I do is I put these on a watch list and I will watch all three of these. VINO did a split as well this morning, probably. Yep. 1 for 10. All right. So I'll keep them on a watch list as well. I'll be watching them for 10 days. These stocks have to hold a buck. That's the beauty. That's the power. And then we know that, and it gives you time to do some due diligence. Okay, it gives you a little bit of time to check out what's going on with the stock. It gives you the beauty, the biggest beauty of it. It puts your eyes on probably the most potentially violent stock or volatile stock this week or next week. Your eyes are already there. So while everyone's trying to figure things out, the beauty of this is that we are able to basically predict PRs many, many times, if that makes sense, because we know they're going to fade. We know they have to pump, right? Let me know if that makes sense in chat to y'all. So that's my game, is to try to figure out the best way to place myself within these with low risk, trying to be able to possibly put myself in front of a PR while also not having to chase once they do run. Okay. I hope that makes sense to everyone. I really hope that makes sense to everyone, because that's the beauty of it, right? Okay. Sorry, 1 second, y'all. Make sure I get this here real fast. We need... Sorry, just got to make sure my wifey is good to go. So great example of this would be, and I did a whole video on it last week, like I said, AVGR, okay? They did a split, 1 for 15 on the 13th of September. They faded from 550 to 450 to 4. Then they put out a PR, and they had a sweet 3-day move. I missed this day. I played the trend on this day, had an amazing trade. Go ahead and check it out on my YouTube when we're done or some point today as I give you the rundown on this. I was buying it here, and that's really late, guys. That's really late because I look at these and always think I should be loading much earlier, or at least day 1 minimum near lows when I'm playing this setup. Okay? Let's get into the Freshies one more time. We got Arnaz. So you can see these 3 are splits. I'll ignore them. Okay. These 3 are splits. I will ignore them. Arnaz. And again, let's get back to process really quick because we always need to be talking about process. And so we've got overall markets covered. They're kind of gapping down. They're still weak. We've got small cap covered. It's also not great. Small cap is not great right now. My scan is barren. Okay, this is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. My scan is barren. Okay, and I'm going to show you the filters for my scan real quick so you can see how I scan in the mornings. Nothing. There's no big deal about scanning. The big deal about scanning for me is seeing as much as I can. As much as I can before everybody else. That is the game. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm going to be trading super illiquid stocks. But it does mean that my eyes are going to be in the right. I'm going to have my eyes there earlier than everyone else. So if you look, $50,000 volume is my only requirement and a 5% change. That's like nothing, guys, right? But look how much it's brought up in terms of stocks. These are all like ETFs, it looks like, for the most. The UVIX. We have a VIXI. We have some ETFs and stuff like that. So, EJH, I'll ignore these 3 today. I am going to kind of see what EJH does. I don't have plans for it, but it's kind of interesting to me that they did their split and it's sub 1, because if they don't get back over $1, they get delisted. You know, that's why they did the split, and they only have so many bullets left as they keep splitting the float. So it's very sketchy to me. Some of these Chinese ones in particular, be careful with on the reverse splits these days. For now. Stuff like this, I can tell he's Chinese. Probably People's Republic of China. Right, they are. China. Okay. Let's get into today's tickers, all right? Arnaz, here's the daily. Doesn't tell me much. Has traded some volume recently. Tried to bounce a few days ago. Some volume here. Tried to bounce a few days ago. As it just has gotten sub 1 for the first time in a while. They did do a split back in May. That's a long time ago. That doesn't mean it can't run down here, but they already did a split back in May. Their news announces preclinical glioblastoma results with lead therapeutic candidate. Okay. RNA oncology, blah, blah, blah. Positive results, blah, blah, blah. And so, I mean, okay, good news, but it's positive preclinical results, all right? It's not even, hasn't gotten to phase trials or anything yet. This is preclinical. This is before the trials even, it looks like. So, I keep that in mind. That being said, it can make stocks move. Obviously, this one's gapping up back over $1 right now. $1.18, really big pre-market push. I don't hate that. We have been seeing this pattern recently, not last week, but a couple weeks, I think 2 weeks ago, we were seeing the 70, 50, 60, 70 cent stocks getting over $1, getting to like 2 and 3 at times. Pretty big pushes off of these lows. I would keep eyes on Arnaz. We'll got to look at the fundamentals real quick, but let's just do that and get it out of the way. Arnaz, high risk, high risk, high risk, high risk. Okay. They've got half a month of cash left based on a quarterly cash burn of 4.45 mil and estimated current cash of 0.7. They've got an S1 offering in progress already with Think Equity. 10 million. It's in progress. It's not registered yet. They withdrew their February 23 S1. And now they've got an August one. May 23 offering priced at 350. Anti-dilution, A1 warrants, 325. They are restricted by baby shelf right now. Okay. Looks like 350s. Okay. So it looks like at the moment what they can use are, there's like 5 million warrants that they can use at the moment. In the threes, as much as I can gather. Let's check him out. Interesting. I'll watch something like this. You know, it's already kind of gone for me. A little too much for my liking. Wow, really kind of barren scan, y'all, to be honest. Sorry. I'll watch this for pretty much a one hold is what I'm watching when I'm seeing these 70, 60, 70 cent stocks that get over $1. They get really halty. If they do spike, it'll become a halt fest, most likely, at least until it settles into kind of like mid-morning trading or something like that, if it gets volatile. Certainly the best volume of everything this morning. If you look at dollar volume as to how much money's been going through these stocks on my scan. And again, look at this. This shows how barren kind of small, not just small cap, but the markets are at the moment. This is not small cap, guys. I don't scan for small cap. The only reason I trade small cap because they are the top percent gainers every fucking day, period. I've been watching them forever. So this is why I trade small cap, because I scan like this every day. The stocks that make the biggest percentage gains, no matter what, are small cap stocks. So that's kind of why I live in small cap, because I can have the best chance of taking biggest percentage gains. Best part is that they're also cheaper. So it's kind of this kind of crazy thing, but I love it. Okay. Yeah, they've got an S1 in progress. They are going to dump, guys, on Arnaz at some point. It's not, but I mean, at least for the S1, it's in progress. It's not priced yet. It's in progress. So they're going to price something up in this, probably to this afternoon or something. Okay. Would be my guess. But I'll watch them for a dip towards $1. Usually, if a stock is going to hold $1, I need to see it hold like 89 cents, 90 cents. So really, this level here, for me, is going to be the level that ideally I would like to see it hold. But it could be anywhere in this range. So I'll be watching this area. Yeah, it's sub VWAP. I always buy sub VWAP. It doesn't make sense to me to buy over VWAP. Here's FaZe, y'all. Y'all know FaZe? Gaming. Sorry, whoops. They've been dog crap of a stock since they've IPO'd, essentially. This was their SPAC merger. There was quite a lot of hype, if you remember their SPAC merger back in 2022. And then since then, just dog crap. You know, they've been beaten up and beaten up and beaten up and beaten up. Down to 15 cents, and now they're bouncing today. They've got a little bounce going. I do believe they are splitting going forward. I do believe they've got a phase. They've got a phase will be splitting at some point soon. Little bottom bouncer here. I don't plan on chasing it. Okay. Those are our top 2% gainers. Okay. 2 of them. Arnaz, phase. These little bottom bouncing stocks. BPTS are 3rd on the list. Gapping up a little bit. After just getting smashed last week. Okay. $1.50 to 88. Just smashed with the markets. We'll see. And this is what I was talking to you guys about last week, by the way, that we're going to have some pretty great bounce opportunities on some of these small cap stocks that we're just selling off with the markets. That's going to happen. Some of these small cap stocks are just going to sell off, man. When we get pools in the markets, they're going to sell off really badly as a bunch of idiots or just like investors or whatever else. And that's what happens. So I think something like BPTS, obviously they put out a PR this morning, says the float's 3 mil. Partnership agreement of Sarconius or something like that. So they've got some sort of partnership deal. $8 million volume, nothing crazy. $1.45 highs. Already got all the way back. You know, $1.24. It's already kind of filled this gap. I would go back and look at maybe, honestly, what I'll end up doing probably later today. How much time do we have? We only have 8 minutes left. I'll go check out some of the top decliners from last week and stuff like that and see if there's anything that unnecessarily sold off a lot for some bounces, because they'll inevitably PR and try to get pumped back up a little bit, especially as they get creep down towards a buck. But this is what I was trying to say. Last week, when we get death and destruction in the overall markets, man, it makes me so fucking happy, okay? It makes me so happy because it means more small cap stocks. It means mid cap stocks becoming small cap stocks, big cap stocks becoming mid cap stocks. So I welcome, dude, I welcome it. I love it. More small cap stocks, more splits, more bankruptcies, more bottom bounces, more split pumps. This is what I want. If this can continue to happen, more dilution, more toxic dilution, bring them down to 8 cents, bounce them to a buck. Like, please, please, please. If they can do this throughout the rest of the year, I'll be so happy. I'll be so, so happy, you guys. And people hate on small cap and stuff. There's nothing better than when small cap is on fire, in my opinion, especially for smaller accounts and stuff like that. Nothing better. All right, BPTS, AVTX, you know, and here's another one talking about AVTX 8 to 28, 3-day move last week. Back to 9. I've been watching these because we've been seeing them get back to their highs. You know, LIFW is a good example. I missed this buy so badly, but this is the buy I've been looking for after the first big volume day moves. This will be another one. Even I can see this breaking out like later this week. Okay. These are all setting up. AGRI is another one, you know, maybe worth a watch for a multi-week breakout kind of move. The only issue is, if you look at stuff like CNXA, you do not want to get caught with millions of thousands and thousands and thousands of shares pre-split. Okay. CNXA was one everyone was watching. This went from like 3 cents to 10 cents or whatever it did last week. What was the split ratio on this? I don't know. But by the way, if y'all are enjoying this pre-market stream, if y'all are enjoying the knowledge I'm trying to give you guys, smash the like, please. Smash that like, hit the subscribe. It means a lot. I'm just trying to get you guys something different than what's out there. That's all. Love you all. Smash the like. Arnaz, CNXA, like I said, they just did that. Let's hit this real quick just to see any splits that are upcoming. You got to do this as well. Okay, look at this. Okay, BYFC T2 has approved a split. COSM. And you're going to see these coming up on your scans in the future. Any of these ones may end up being a huge parabolic at some point, so you got to keep eyes. All right. But see, we've got votes approved on all these splits. Femi, Pixie, SNES, eBet, a 2 for 30. They've approved. NavB, Lfly, Phase has approved a split. So careful with Phase if you're playing with them. You know, all of these tickers that we're going to see, they're all going to split at some point. That's the game. The game is pump, split, pump, dilute, split. Pump, dilute, split. That's it, y'all. Smash the ticker, especially a lot of toxic dilution lately. A lot of toxic dilution lately, okay? Okay. So, BPT, we've gone through pretty much my whole scan now. You know, my game this morning is going to be to sit on my goddamn hands, protect myself, let things shake out. PXMD, another kind of bottom bouncer, gapping a little bit this morning. Small market cap too. SHPH, just a bunch of nonsense for the most part. For now, OMH, what's that? Oh My Home. God, all these tickers. Yeah, OMH had a big run earlier in the year. Three minutes till market open. From my mother. Is this actually my mother? I don't think you're my mother. Okay. So it looks like a morning. I'm going to let things shake out this morning a little bit. Okay. You know, the markets are what they are at the moment. Can't force anything. If I don't have very specific plans, or at least a really good idea of what I'm looking at going into the market open, I don't like to trade. If I don't have very specific plans, I'm not just going to trade off a reaction this morning, right? I will be watching a pull on Arnaz for a single. Idea is if I get it down here, is I am going to sell back in a high day if I can, and then see what happens. But no real plans on Arnaz for now. They're definitely my top watch. They're trading the most volume. Again, phase maybe, BPTS maybe, but I'm not going to be chasing anything. That's for sure. I'll need pools. I will only be looking for a single this morning. If I trade anything, it'll be like a bounce to view up, take a single, be done with the day. Very, very simple. Okay. Big push to 145 there. Arnaz. Markets aren't open, right? So that's that, guys. Slower morning, okay? Slower morning, and I listen to my scan. So if my scan tells me to be chill this morning and then I see a bunch of runners, okay, I'll see what's running. We'll try to get a feel and push myself on towards Tuesday. That's the idea. Short week for me, man. Wednesday, I'm leaving for Chicago. If anyone's in the Chi-Town area, I think we may have a seat or two left here. Chicago, Vegas, October 28th to 29th, y'all. Boot camps. San Fran, November 9th to 10th. All right, those are my last in-person trainings that we're doing. I believe the coupon code here for the 20 off works on stream or whatever. So anyways, if you guys can, I would definitely stop in at one of those. If you guys enjoy this, I do it every single day with my pack, and we're about to go live trade. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. Stay safe out there. Have a great, great, great week. I am going to try to stream at least a couple hours of the Chicago boot camp this week for you guys live, okay? The live trading, either Thursday or Friday, all right? So stay tuned. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like, hit the subscribe as well, because we are going to be trying to get you guys some live masterclass in-person stuff this week, all right? Thank you guys so much for joining. Have a great day. Stay safe out there again. Again, I'm going to let things shake for a good 10 or 15 minutes minimum this morning, and can tell you with 90% certainty I'm not going to trade anything until at least till things shake out a bit. So stay safe. Love you all. be in wolf stage, which is here. Got me? Yeah, Arnaz halted up, indeed. So not Alpha Lounge, will be in wolf stage. Okay, you guys can hang out in the lounge later.